Alright, so y'all, LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, ranking all 24 takeovers in NBA 2K23. Now, as you can see, the text color is going to indicate what my Season 1 ranking was for this. We didn't rank them in Season 2, and now here we are about midway through Season 3. I got every update that I'd like to give to you guys, but to cut to the chase and cut out some of the BS stuff that doesn't really need a whole lot of talking, what I'm going to do real quick is pop on the screen all of the takeovers that will be staying in the exact same tier they were in. So for instance, with the post playmaking, if it's going to be staying in the E, I will have it move to the E in this little cut frame that we do right here. But if it's going to be moving in this video, I will leave it in this column on the left. So snap. Alright, so as you can see, there are a lot of takeovers that will be staying in today's video, but that's why I wanted to do this little snap cut right here, give you guys a good look at everything that's going to be staying, and we'll go over this a very quick, like probably 10 seconds, 15 seconds at a time. So we're going to start from the bottom, go to the top, and then we will get over to this left side and talk about the movements. But I just want to update everybody on what these takeovers do if you're new to the game, so to say, or just don't really know what they do, or if you just want my opinion on them in general and why they're in the ranking that they are. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you're for drop a like, sub for new to noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win to 2,000 likes. Alright, so I do apologize if my summary on some of these takeovers is way too short. A lot of them do require a lot of explanation, but I do want to just get to the really important stuff that have the changes, as you can see on this left side. But anyway, power backdowns. The reason I don't like this and post playmaking is that there's literally badges in the game for them. So power backdowns will be backdown Punisher tied, and then post playmaking is literally post playmaker. It's literally the exact same badges that just correlate to takeovers. I don't like the fact that this is literally a thing, and they're really like unimportant badges or takeovers in the first place. So just in general, I'm not a big fan of them, not to mention their post takeovers, and in which case for post takeovers, most times it's probably gonna be advanced post moves or post shot daggers, one of the two. Alright, so then moving on to advanced gathers, my true opinion on this is just not good at what it's supposed to do. It's not good at the gathers, it's not good at the spins, hops, euros, all type of stuff like that. I just am not a big fan of it. I ran it a couple times, tried it out, was spamming those exact moves that I'm talking about. Maybe there's different layup packages that are tied to this where it could be more usable, but at the end of the day, just to do hops and spins and euros on takeover is kind of trash, if you ask me. Like, I mean, there's many different slash takeovers between the two of them, as you can see, finishing moves and an easy blowbys, that we will talk about in today's video that are way better than advanced gathers. Alright, so next up in the D tier, we have glass clearing dimes and interior badge drop. Glass clearing dimes being the worst of the two in my opinion. And with glass clearing dimes, once again, it's pretty much just break starter, but at the same time, it is also kind of post playmaker at the same time too. So essentially, if you grab an offensive rebound, kick back out to a teammate, glass clearing dimes is going to be boosting their shot up for it. Also, for that matter, you throw better passes on the fast break, also helps their shot percentage on the fast break too. But again, just a very like undervalued takeover when it comes to the other ones in its category. For instance, with See the Future and box out wall right here as well, both in the B and the A tier. And this one, just in general, is very underpowered if you ask me. As for interior badge drop, one of the cool little things about this takeover is that if you have this on, it drops people's brick wall even if you're on the perimeter. So any interior related badges are being dropped, and brick wall happens to be one of the interior related badges. So one of the caveats to this that I want you guys to keep in mind that I haven't really tested yet would really be a game changer on this. And if you guys have any feedback on this, feel free to leave them in the comments. People can go scroll and see what you guys think of it as well. I'm curious if interior badge drop actually drops people's rebounding badges. So for instance, box out, beast, and rebound chaser. That would actually be a really huge thing that would probably move this to more like C tier, B tier range, something like that. Either way, for doing its job of being a rim takeover, it's not that great if you ask me. Things like Masher and Fast Twitch and Rise Up aren't exactly like dominant badges like they used to be in last year's game. And for that matter too, I think just paint intimidation and stuff blocks are just better rim takeovers. Stuff blocks for the like kind of hedge heavy power forwards that step really high on pick and rolls in comp pro-am and then want to return to the paint and be able to get the blocks. Not to mention paint intimidation for the droppers that just want to sit there with their hands up and make people miss with stuff like that. Paint intimidation is much better for that. We really just talked about the two rim takeovers that are already staying in here too, so we'll probably just skip over those when we get to them with the stuff blocks and paint intimidation. I'll probably talk about them for like a second or two, but anyway, that is my take on the rim takeovers. And interior badge drop could be good if it drops the rebounding badges. That would be a fire thing. I do know for a fact it drops brick wall, so it's very possible that it even does that. So maybe go into this just knowing that that's the tidbit of information that I am lacking in this tier list, and it probably should be more around the C tier, to be completely honest. But I don't want to give out any false information acting like I know that's the case, because I don't know whether it does that or not. I'd have to hop in like say some, I don't even know. I'd have to play like a 2v2 against my own boys and ask if their rebound badges are getting dropped, because I've never seen mine get dropped, because at the end of the day, I don't really know if people are running the interior badge drop or not. Not to mention, they don't show you if it's being dropped anymore. I don't think, because if it pops up in the top right, I don't know if it tells you that your stuff is being dropped or not, because they don't say that for like if people are running prim badge drop against you either. So I don't know. It'd be a hard thing to really tell, to be honest. Anyway, moving along, we have team ratings boost. This is pretty much just going to up your team's ratings by 4 for every person that has it. Now, this is stackable, by the way. So let's say, for instance, maybe you have 3 people on the team that want to run team ratings boost secondary or something like that. Just for this case that maybe you get team takeover in Pro-Am, and then at that point when you're on team takeover, and if all 3 of those people that have team rating boost get their takeover activated, means you're getting a whole team plus 12. That is actually pretty crazy. I think that's the only real situation this is good in, though. If you ask me, I would much prefer 2 different playmaking takeovers when it comes to being a point guard, so to say. So we have team badge boost and then team takeover boost. Those go super hard. And speaking of which, getting into the B tiers, let's talk about team badge boost. So this one is going to be only for if you pass your teammates the ball. I will say team takeover boost and team rating boost don't work like that. Team rating works very passively. You can literally just spot up in the corner. You don't have to pass to a teammate to activate the takeover or anything like that. Same with team takeover boost. You can have this on yourself and help your teammates actually get it. We'll talk about that when we get to it though. But team badge boost is very specific to being a ball handler. This is a point guard badge, or point guard takeover, I should say right here. So if you have the ball as a PG and you pass to a corner, that corner shooter is going to get his clutch shooter, corner specialist, catch and shoot, claymore, all that stuff, blinders even for that matter, all boosted within like a maybe 2-second frame of catching the ball. So you can also do a catch and run into a dunk, and then those badges will be boosted as well between, let's say, posterizer, slithery, limitless takeoff, all types of stuff like that. So it's a more point guard related takeover. I think it's really good for PGs. Anything besides a point guard though, put it in the trash. Simple as that, really. If you're just a corner spot up, team badge boost is not it. Make sure you're running something between team rating boost or team takeover boost if you're more of a spot up player that doesn't always have the ball in his hands. Next up, we'll talk about the shot creator takeovers. So we have ankle breaking shots and negative impact, both staying in the B tier right here. Ankle breaking shots is good for hop back jumpers as well, or just like I said, hop jumpers, spin jumpers, stuff like that. It boosts your shot percentage when taking shots like that, and you can make people fall on them pretty reliably. I do want you guys to keep in mind though, pull-up precision is much better of a takeover when it comes to the shot creator stuff than negative impact or ankle breaking shots. These are more for the niche things that you really want to save or have, like more blinders, for instance, or something like that, or more dead eye. Negative impact works like that. It's a really good takeover as well. It's just, once again, it's kind of weighed down by the fact that it's in the same category as pull-up precision, which is god tier in this game as well. But anyway, next up we have post shot daggers. This is going to be for your post hops, post fades, post hooks, shimmy fades, all types of stuff like that. My boy Tonic uses this to a T. It's like probably one of the best takeovers for him to run, besides maybe like a rim takeover because he plays as a dropper in Pro-Am, or glass take, something like that. But for the post shot daggers, it's really cool when you have an outside oriented post score. It works really good for it. So anything that's not doing like a drop step or a post spin or anything like that, anything that is just a post shot is going to be boosted, and this is a really good takeover. I just think it's a very niche thing, so I didn't really move it into the A tier. It could debatably be the one in this B tier that belongs in the A though, if you ask me. It's probably the best one in here, realistically. Maybe extreme clamps could be the next best, maybe stuff blocks could be the next best, but I would say overall post shot dagger is the only one that's really close to teetering on the A tier for me. But anyway, moving along, we have the 2 rim takes that we mentioned earlier. We'll just make this really quick. So stuff blocks and paint intimidation. Like I said, stuff blocks more for the pick and roll defenders that are just gonna be hedging high and want to be able to get better chase downs. Think of stuff blocks as more chase down and like actually just shot blocking in general. Whereas paint intimidation is more of your hands up into your defense boost, where it's gonna make it way harder for people to get the mashes on you. Next up, we have See the Future. This is going to help you track where the ball is going to go when a shot goes up. By the way, when you stack this double, it pops up almost instantly. I might make a video on this in my own, like, just one video sense, but this is still pretty good with only single. I'm not a huge fan of it though, just because box out wall is so freaking good when it comes to the glass takes. I was even thinking about maybe putting this in the S tier, but it's just tough to do considering how good the S ones actually are. But See the Future, definitely a nice second when it comes to the glass takes, and that's why I don't like glass clearing dimes very much, because See the Future is just so much better, and so is box out wall. So anyway, again, See the Future just helps you track where the ball is going to go. As soon as the shot goes up, you will see it. With double, with only one See the Future active though, as in your primary, it will be a little bit delayed, but it's not like detrimental or anything like that in my opinion. Next up, we have Extreme Clamps. So that'll be our last B tier that we have right here. Extreme Clamps is definitely a solid lock take. I will say though, Prim Badge Drop is going to be in a really good spot. Assuming by maybe how you guys hear me talking about this and you see that prim badge drop is not staying in the A tier, because it would be here if it was, let's just say prim badge drop is moving to the S. Simple as that. And that's why I don't think extreme clamps is really worth running that much. I will say though, if you're a pure lock, this is the one example that I would run extreme clamps instead of prim badge drop, and it's just in your secondary spot. Because in my opinion, and I will have to test this pretty soon as well, prim badge drop does not drop your badges by 2 levels if you stack it. That's not what it did last year. So when I was playing 2K22 and I was in the market 1v1, I asked the person who I was playing against in game chat, because I had double prim badge drop activated, if they were getting their unpluckable drop by 2 tiers, and he said no, it was just going down to 1. So I am of the belief that that's still the case this year. So I would advise, if you're a pure lock who's running double lock take, to put extreme clamps in your secondary and then run prim badge drop as the primary. Now, what does extreme clamps do, you may ask? Well, it's pretty simple. It literally just gives you better clamps animations. You get body ups, you get forced pickups more. That's the only time I've really seen a forced pickup from my player this year when it comes to guarding like a decent ball handler, is just when I have extreme clamps on. So it's still very good, and you can definitely get more bumps and stuff like that too. It's a good takeover. It's just, it definitely belongs in B tier, like probably low B tier, we'll just say. So then for boxout wall, this is actually the exact same thing as boxout beast, just better. Simple as that. Now, I know a lot of you guys may be asking when I say stuff like that, well, what about power backdowns and post playmaking? You said for post playmaker and backdown punisher that they're bad badges, so they just equal bad takeovers. What about boxout wall? Well, like I said, boxout beast is a very good badge, and for that matter too, it's just a mechanic that's really crazy when it's on. Like, you cannot be handled when you have glass take if you have boxout wall. The amount of worms and just like, well, I wouldn't say boxouts are the really crazy thing about this, because a boxout is a boxout. If you just get it good, you just get it good. Simple as that. But the worm aspect of boxout wall is what's so devious and so crazy. I mean, you cannot be touched. You get really quick instant ones too on like the sheds, so to say, for just literally like getting around a player when you try and maneuver like that. And I think boxout wall is a great takeover. I would say it's definitely more big man oriented. I don't think you really want to utilize this as a 6'9" and below, more 6'10" plus if you ask me. Alright, and then lastly for the S tiers, we have limitless range and pull-up precision. Now mind you, do not click off the video, we got a lot to talk about with these left ones right here, but limitless range, obviously one of the best takeovers in the game, simple as that. You shoot from way further, and it's actually obviously a badge too, so once again, we're talking about badges that are just correlated with it, but think about it. Limitless range, the badge, boxout beast, the badge, and then Agent 3, the badge, are all one of the best badges in the game, simple as that. So the takeovers definitely correlate even more to that, and it's like stackable on the badge. So limitless range paired with the badge and the takeover, or even just in general, if you have the takeover active with no badge of the limitless range, it still lets you shoot from like literally like 15 to 10 feet off the 3-point line. It's ridiculous. Anything that you can get a jump shot up on is going to be boosted by this badge, or this takeover I should say. And again, do not chuck like full court shots assuming that limitless range just helps that. Again, anything that gets you a regular jump shot form can be made with this takeover, and you don't even need the badge on by any means. So then lastly, we have pull-up precision. This is going to be one of the best takeovers in the game. I've seen people make whites on fades with this takeover. I've seen an unreal amount of fades that just go in with this. It's about as simple as that, to be honest with you. It just helps you make your fadeaway shots that much better. And paired with Agent 3, like I said, you're a problem with this thing on. It turns even me, one of the least like repetition shooters in the game, into someone who just doesn't miss fades when I'm on my point guard with this stuff. And paired with the Trae Young fade or even the KD fade, stuff like that, you're just unguardable, bro. It's as simple as that. I mean, people really are going to demand multiple defenders to guard you with this, whether you're on 3s, 2s, multiple defenders on 2s becomes a problem for that matter, and then 1s you literally can't be held. And then for Pro-Am, it demands like 2 to 3 defenders really, like when you have this on. Same with limitless range though, it definitely demands like 2 or 3 defenders to really like focus in on you and key in on you, or maybe even just in general 2 guys be sent at you fully on a straight double team. But anyway, now we are going to get into the takeovers that are actually moving. So first off, we have enhanced jump shot contest. This can be moving down to the D tier. This is just a takeover that is not good, if you ask me. It doesn't really get you that much better of a contest. I wish it was good, because if it was, it'd probably be in the B or A tier for that matter. In general, it's just already easy to contest shots anyway, like with Challenger or even without Challenger. It just is easy to get jump shot contest on Ghost, on hands up defense, all types of stuff like that as well. And this takeover has just not been good for multiple years in a row. Like literally this is 3rd year of being in the game since 21 next gen. 21 next gen it was bad, 22 next gen it was bad, 23 next gen it's bad. I just think they need to up its power a little bit, simple as that. This is one of the takeovers that I really do believe needs a buff. straight up like that. It's not about situational stuff, because no matter how good you make power backdowns, it's not going to be anything like above a C tier if you ask me, because it's just in general a post dominating badge, where at the end of the day you still have to get your shot in the basket. Like, it's not helping you really do that, it's just getting you guys below the basket. Enhanced jump shot contest is one where if it was buffed and it was good, it could be S tier. It's just that, again, they probably try and balance it properly and just make sure that it's not broken. But in my opinion, it's just bad. Simple as that. So here it is in the D tier, moving down from the C. Alright, so next up we have our 2 C tier takeovers from season 1 moving up to the S tier. You may be asking yourself, why in the world is easy blowbys good? Or why is takeover boost even good? In general, I came into this year where I saw team takeover boost wasn't really like making that big of a difference or anything like that. Boy, was I wrong. It is crazy. It is so good. I've seen it utilized in multiple different positions. I've seen my point guard use it as a secondary, and when he gets double takeover and has sharp and play, dudes can't be like, they don't even know what to do anymore. At that point, if they double team him because of the sharp take, that means his teammates will be getting unreal amounts of like easy shots, easy dunks, stuff like that. And then for that matter too, like I said, for spot ups like Tonic, who are in the corner for me, when he gets this, because he runs play take primary and then rim take secondary, rim take helps you get your takeover very quickly off blocks. Blocks in general just get you takeover quickly. So then when you stack that with even running a rim take in your secondary, it goes super quick. And when team takeover activates from Tonic as our corner spot up, you can even hear in the Joe series, if you guys go and watch back the live, my man activates this like 2 or 3 times in that whole series, and then Tonic pops out in the chat like, and he's like, all right guys, I got team take, go crazy. Like, he's telling AK like, go crazy on the shots, telling me go crazy on the dunks. And it does work like that. We go absolutely insane, and it looks even more ridiculous when paired with accelerator on the court, and we do have that as well. So team takeover boost is a really underrated takeover if you ask me. I was thinking about making it an A tier. It's definitely up here though with the S in retrospect. I mean, it's just as good as pull-up precision and easy blowbys. And then also we have prim badge drop that will be moving here. We'll just move that here right now as well. I know we're kind of buzzkilling everything because now it's like we're talking about the S tier, then we'll come back to all of these other ones, but we're in the very big portion of this video right here, so we'll just go ahead and do so. But anyway, into easy blowbys. This actually I was put onto by a sub when I was running my rec like stream sessions. So I play with my stream in the rec. I pick up 4 other people and just run 5 out, simple as that. And as soon as I was loading it up, the dude told me to put on easy blowbys, and then it makes my dunk meter even bigger. And I was like, why would that ever be the case? Like, finishing moves just be better, simple as that. But no. This makes your open dunks and contact dunks dunk meter bigger. It is a huge crutch for the small, like the people who maybe don't use the dunk meter as good or aren't as good at the dunk meter. It'll definitely be your training wheels. You will be able to learn how to use the dunk meter even on the without takeover, because this makes it that much easier. And then for that matter too, you just can let stuff fly when it comes to having this active. You go crazy with this thing. Not to mention, by the way, just the easy blowbys factor of this, that you really like almost even have more clamp breaker when you have this thing on. So in general, it's probably a slasher's favorite takeover. It's definitely my favorite takeover. I run this nearly like all times, at all times. And if I don't, I'm running prim badge drop. So let's talk about prim badge drop. This is going to be one that is definitely for the people that have steal rating on their builds. They have like 95 to 99, something like that. I wouldn't really recommend it if you have around 85 to 90 steel and only silver glove. But if you have like gold or Hall of Fame glove and putting that prim badge drop on, boy, oh boy, this is a problem for other people. I mean, at that point, you have Hall of Fame. Let's just picture the 99 steel builds, right? You have Hall of Fame glove, 99 steel. The person you're going against likely has gold unpluckable. For the really small elite point guards out there, they have Hall of Fame. They have 95 plus ball handle. But for most people playing this game, they have probably gold unpluckable, which would be anywhere from like 85 to 94 ball handle. And let me tell you, or actually I think it's 84 to 94, but let me tell you, man, this stuff goes so hard at dropping their unpluckable from gold to silver. Gold to silver is probably the worst drop of unpluckable you could ever see. And when they do have that thing on silver and you have Hall of Fame glove, 99 steel, and lock take active, you better believe that ball is flying out. Simple as that. So this is your big 5 right here. I would say these are the 5 best takeovers in the game easily. Box out wall probably contributes in that aspect as well. So you can see we have a lock take representing a glass take, a slash take right here, a playmaking takeover, a shot creator, and a sharp. So that is like literally all 6 different styles being put on right there. And the only one that we don't have in an A tier or above is post shots, or like, you know, post and stuff like that. But in general, I think post shot daggers could debatably even move up to this A tier. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and put it up here for the sake of the looks. Like I said, at this point, you then have 8 takeovers that are all of the same different style. So no matter what your style is, there is at least one takeover in the game that, in my opinion, is a top tier takeover. Post being the debatable one that probably should be B tier, but we'll put like pretty much teetering right here. You know what? This video is so scuffed for this, but we'll just do that. I'm putting post shot daggers right here because I'm not sure whether it belongs in A or B, so we'll just put it right here. Anyway, moving along, we have spot up precision. This is going to be also moving up to the A tier. This, in my opinion, is the same thing as pull up precision. When you shoot the ball on a standstill shot, whether it's catch and shoot or just in general standstill on like a peak, so to say, or a quick stop, this is going to be boosting your shot making ability by an unbelievable amount. I've seen people make whites with this stuff, which like we said with pull up precision is an unbelievable thing to do in this game. It's a very rare thing that will pop up, but when on takeover, it's actually kind of common, to be honest. So like I said, spot up precision is as simple as it helps you make shots while standing still. Keep in mind, pull-up precision does not help you make quick stops or anything like that, in my opinion. Pull-up precision helps on fades and fades only. Simple as that. Or maybe hop jumpers, spin jumpers, who knows. I'm not exactly sure on that one, but it's more likely than the quick stops, for instance. Quick stops and just in general, like shooting, standing still on the three-point line is spot up precision. And same with catch and shoots as well. Also is obviously like factored into that as well. Alright, so then lastly, we have advanced post moves and finishing moves, moving down from the A and the B tier down to the C. So let's start with finishing moves. This is really just because like easy blowbys is so good, and it just, there's no reason to run finishing moves. I'll just be completely honest with you. It's still a very good takeover. It makes it so your contact dunks are way more makeable. Its use in retrospect, now that like easy blowbys is the ultimate like slasher badge just to have, or the slasher takeover to have, finishing moves will help you as a lob catcher, definitely. I will say that much. Like if you're in my career grinding like the alley-oops and stuff, or if you're just a lob catching big in general and you want a slash takeover, finishing moves will be good for you. I don't know if it's really worth running in that aspect though. What this is also good for, like I said though, is that your contact dunk meter is still bigger. But easy blowbys does both. It makes your contact dunk and your open dunk meter bigger. So in general, it's just a way better takeover. But I don't want to have that knock finishing moves all the way down in like the D tier or E tier. It's by no means as bad as advanced gathers, so like any of these ones right here. Same with the D tiers. But I just wouldn't really run it anymore over, say, for instance, a lot of these B tier takeovers right here. But anyway, advanced post moves, also moving down from the B to the C. It's the only one that really even did that, by the way. All these B tier ones either like moved up or stayed still. But advanced post moves, in my opinion, is not really like competitively usable when it comes to, let's say, 3v3, Pro-Am, anything like that, Rec Center, even debatably Rec Center. It depends on how bad of a random like the defenders are that you're playing. I'll just put it like that. But I will say, for 2v2 and 1v1, this is actually a really tough takeover. I may be even just discrediting the post takeover stuff a little bit too much in this video. Debatably, post shot daggers should be up here, and then advanced post moves would be maybe still in the B tier. But in my opinion, like when it comes to comp gameplay of 5v5 or even just 3v3 in general, to be able to just drop step and post spin people is not that big a deal. I'm gonna be real with you. But if we're talking 1v1, it really could be more like A tier, B tier, something like that. It's just a hard thing to talk about. Post scores are such a niche kind of like play style that really more so only fits on 2s and 1s, if you ask me. Debatably in this game, it really is only 1v1. I don't really see like tall bigs come out here on the 2s anymore. And in the Rec Center too, I just feel like paint defense is so good on the standstill shots. I understand some people may think it's really bad with the driving dunks, driving lays. I think that's more Giant Slayer and Fearless Finisher, if you ask me. But anyway, my whole point, I just don't think drop steps and post spins are that big a deal when it comes to like courts that have a lot of people on them. But 1s and 2s, it's definitely good. That's my take on that. If you want to like make it so you think I'm just saying that means it's supposed to be a B, go ahead and like think that way. I just think when it comes to the team courts and stuff like that, it just gets weighed down way too much into like the D tier range. So we just meet in the middle and put it at C. Simple as that. But anyway, that's off video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff. And like always, try to 2,000 likes. Made it to the end of the video, put take in the comments to show support it all the way through. I know this one was pretty long probably. And also, if you want to drop any feedback of your own, feel free to leave it in the comments as well. But anyway, that's off video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And on that, take it easy, man. Peace.